Hello and welcome to Helpful Hints for Church Musicians. I'm Anna Marie Keither and I am the Director of Music and Worship Arts at Church of the Palms in Okatie, South Carolina. So up to this point we have had two helpful hints. The first one was beat, rhythm, and the different notes that we see in music. And the second one talked about meter, and I introduced the idea of counting with consecutive numbers or idea of using Okatie, which is a system that uses syllables for keeping track of where you are in the beat. So today we're going to talk about subdividing or dividing the beat. Now, when you think about that underlying pulse, you want to think about the fact that it has two parts, okay? You've got the down, if you were to patch on your lap with your hands, you've got the down beat, which is where the pulse begins. It comes up, and then here's beat two. So 1, 2, 1, 2, okay? You could consider that your quarter note. Now, when we want to divide into a shorter sound, then we need to use an eighth note. And I've drawn those for you in previous tip, but let's do this here. So we have the eighth note by itself receives 1/2 of a beat. And when you have eighth notes in pairs, you can imagine that what we do is we just take those flags and we make a beam out of it. Okay? Now you can have eighth notes beamed together in more than just a pair. You can have 4 of them together. You can have, well, you could really have any number of them that the person who's writing the music, the publisher, wants to put those beams together. But as long as you see one beam, then you'll know that those are eighth notes. All right, so what we want to talk about today is how do I count eighth notes, whether I'm working with consecutive numbers or whether I'm working with Okatie. So let's talk about consecutive numbers first. So all we have to do is just add in something to split the beat in half. So we've got, here's the first half, down, and then when you come up, there's the second half. So in numerical system, I can go ahead and put my numbers here. Let's say this is meter of 4/4, and then I'm just going to put either the word and, or I like to use the and symbol, much faster. I think some people even put just pluses there, okay? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you can feel how you divide that. All right, now if we did this with Okatie, we would just simply say ta D, ta D, ta D, ta D. Ta-dee, 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 ta-dee. So if we mix it up a little bit, eighth notes and quarter notes, it would look something like this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now I highly, highly suggest that you count with ands all the way through if your beat is subdivided in a piece, because otherwise you might rush those quarter notes, and then the tendency is to make each of these parts be the same length as that number right there, or longer. So we want 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and is how that would sound. With Okatie, we would simply go ta, ta, dee, ta, ta, dee. All right, so eighth notes are really simple. I mean, once you understand them, just think about it. that the quarter notes is a beat that can have two motions, the down and then the up, right? And then you can feel that division in that beat, okay? All right, well, this was a very short tip today. I hope that you are staying well, and I'll see you next week with another helpful hint for church musicians.